we need to talk. So on my last podcast, I talked about this and made a brief mention of it, but I figured this topic deserves to have its own individual video where I single it out specifically and talk about it in detail. Um, because maybe I'll skirt the YouTube algorithm and get a couple more views if I just single this issue out specifically. A man can dream, can he? So, Chris Stuckman, who's a really prominent YouTuber who does movie reviews and stuff like that, has made a couple of videos on this over the years, basically talking about annoying filmgoers, people who go to the movie theater and talk and play on their cell phones and text and are just completely disruptive and obnoxious to the people around them trying to enjoy the movie going experience. And I never in my life experienced that until now. I could safely say, even seeing big blockbusters like Avengers Endgame, that I had never experienced anything like this in my life until recently. So it's time for me to make a video of my own. So I'm going to start with the most recent example that just happened tonight, and then go into the much longer, lengthier story that I had briefly mentioned on my last podcast, but I want to tell the story again. So tonight I went to a screening of the Impractical Jokers movie, and it was hilarious. And I'll probably talk about it in the next podcast. It was a really great movie. I'm a huge fan of Impractical Jokers, so it was great to see them on the big screen. But about halfway through the movie, I see a little stream of smoke. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I look over to me, and the girl next to me is vaping. Literally, and playing on her phone, texting and vaping during the movie. And it's a packed theater, too. Like, who does this? And why do people think that a movie theater is their fucking living room couch? Like, like we paid our hard-earned dollars to go see this movie and paid exorbitantly over expensive prices for snacks and stuff. I mean, I didn't. I sneak snacks in, but a lot of people still pay a lot of money for popcorn and soda and stuff like that. Their hard-earned dollars, and taking the kids out for a movie night, and like when we're the paying customer is trying to have a good experience, stuff like this is incredibly obnoxious and disruptive and selfish. It's like who does this and why do they do it? So that was just one thing. So the other more lengthier example I have is from last week when I went to a screening of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was also a really good movie. But the family of five in the row in front of me and my friend were talking out loud, playing on their cell phones, and taking pictures of each other with the flash on, and you could see the flash all throughout the auditorium, and it was obscuring the this giant surround sound, big screen, with the movie going on. It was obscuring that, and you could see like I said, you could see the flash all throughout the auditorium, and it was annoying. There were other families there, stuff like that. Me and my friend were being annoyed by it, so I decided to do something about it. So I leaned over to my friend, and I, as audibly, again, because I'm trying to respect the atmosphere and the people around me, I try to, as audibly as I possibly can without being loud, tell my friend I'm going to get a soda. Like, I made it as loud as I possibly could. Give it that plausible deniability, make it not totally obvious about what I was doing. So I went to go get a soda, because when I went to go carry it back to my seat, make it look legit. But while I was at the concession stand getting a soda, I alerted the theater staff that there was a family in front of us who was playing on their cell phones and talking and taking pictures with the flash and just being completely annoying and disruptive and ruining the movie going experience for me. So I paid for my soda, $5.50 for a large. It wasn't even that big, but I was really thirsty anyway. So went back to my seat. A few minutes later, a girl from the theater staff comes over to my seat and whispers, asking me if I was the one that had the complaint, and I said yes, and I pointed to the people in front of me. She leaves. Another person comes back a few minutes later, goes over to assuming the mother at the end, because there's a family of five. Oldest woman here, I'm assuming is the mother, because there's a woman, 3 kids, and older gentleman, I'm assuming is the father. Bear with me here. So it goes over to the end here and explains to the woman, presumably the mother, and presumably telling her that there was a complaint about talking and playing on their cell phone and to please stop. And wouldn't you know, the family kept doing exactly what they were doing, talking, playing on their cell phones, taking pictures after I had already made the complaint. And what was really flooring is that towards the end of the movie is when theater staff periodically is coming in and out of the auditorium to give people their checks and their change for the snacks and stuff like that. And these people are on their cell phones talking while the fucking theater staff is every few minutes coming in and out of the auditorium. They can see what's going on. They have proof of like what I alerted them to, and they did nothing about it. So when Chris Stuckman made these videos a few years back, his idea that he had was he wished to open a chain of movie theaters where there are security guards in the auditorium that are commanded to remove these people with no refund. And I am all for that. If I ever open a movie theater chain, first of all, again, I'm echoing Chris Stuckman. First of all, y'all are invited. But second of all, that kind of thing will be enforced. It should be already in movie theaters. I mean, I have no sympathy for the fact that they all paid $8 a piece for movie tickets, and it was a family of 5, so that's 8 times 5 is 40. And God only knows how much they paid for. They all had big things of popcorn and soda and everything. So I'm guessing that the whole movie going experience for them was upwards of $100 to $150. But I really do not care how much money they spent. My friend's mom, God bless her, paid for my ticket, but obviously I would have paid for it myself if she didn't. And I paid for my own snacks. I paid like $10 for nachos, and I paid $5.50 for the soda and everything. I snuck snacks in too, but that's besides the point. But yeah, and as I said, there were other families in the auditorium, people who paid their hard-earned dollars to try and have a good movie-going experience and enjoy themselves. And there's people here ruining it. And again, I don't have any sympathy for how much money they spent. They're ruining the experience for me and my friend and the people around them. So, like, when are movie theaters gonna, like, this is probably why, like, movie theater traffic, is dwindling. Obviously, Netflix and streaming and VOD, stuff like that, is a huge contributor to that. But I imagine there are a lot of people that are frustrated that shit like this goes on in the movie theater and nothing's done about it. As I said, the movie theater staff is periodically coming in and out of the movie theater. They can see what's going on. They can see what I alerted them to, and they did nothing about it. So, if that's not enough to convince them, there really should be security guards who are commanded to escort these people out of the theater and send them home with no refund. I don't give a shit how much money they spent. They're ruining the movie-going experience for the rest of us. So this shit just pisses me off. And vaping in the movie theater? Who does that? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Hit the subscribe button. Smack that bell to get notified when I upload a new video. Peace.